Namaste and welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. For today's practice, physically we'll focus on bringing the hips into extension, which looks like opening up the hip flexors, and we'll lend it into back bends, opening up the fronts of the shoulders. We also had a request to open up the neck in a few ways. Make sure you have a couple of blocks and a strap, and I invite you to begin in Hero's Pose, Virasana. Whether you choose to sit directly on your calves or give your knees some support by sitting on one or two blocks, right between the ankles. Take a moment to settle in physically and mentally. In our last practice, we talked about the fifth limb, the fifth yama, which is a practice in the first limb of the 8 limbs of yoga. And that fifth yama is called aparigraha, often translated as non-possessiveness, non-clinging, letting go to let life flow. And that letting go can be letting go of habits that are no longer helpful for well-being, for our well-being or others. It could be limiting beliefs. It could be ways that we interact with ourselves in the world. Here's a quote by Baron Baptiste. "The prize is in the process." The prize is in the process. I'd like to share an excerpt from Meditations from the Mat by Rolf Gates and Katrina Kennison. And here's a way that we might consider applying aparigraha in our physical yoga practice, the asanas. One day after class, a woman came to me to ask about her practice. She said she was finding that a good challenging practice every other day was not working for her because she wasn't experiencing the progress she wanted. As her story unfolded, it was clear that she liked the wow feeling of tangible progress in her postures, and that she was also concerned about the appearance of her postures because she was considering teaching yoga herself. This student's concerns bring up a couple of common challenges. How often should we practice? It might well be that this woman's body would be better served by practicing 5 or 6 days a week. And I suggested that she experiment with practicing more often with an eye for symptoms of overtraining. But all of us must work out for ourselves what is the right amount of time to spend doing asana. And this will change from week to week, from life moment to life moment, as other demands on our time and energy wax and wane. The next part of her question concerned attachment. In this case, it was attachment to progress, to the exhilaration of physical breakthroughs, and to specific results. Unfortunately, the reasonable desire for ego-gratifying results must be abandoned in yoga. If we are really practicing yoga and abiding by the principles of yoga, then we are making a commitment to focus on the nature of our efforts and not the nature of the results. The sort of attachment to progress this student describes is not only antithetical to the true aim of yoga, it is also a one-way ticket to injury and burnout. When we focus on what we can get out of yoga, we miss the point. We also place ourselves in physical danger while sabotaging our relationship to our practice. To realize the beauty of yoga in our lives, we must never forget that the prize is in the process. Let's take a moment to sit with that. And begin to check in with ourselves, noticing your physical body, sensing how you're feeling overall physically. How will you tailor your approach to these physical postures? Noticing your breathing, just letting it be as it is. and feeling your energy right now. How will that inform your practice? And noticing your state of mind and heart, how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. How will you honestly and compassionately hold space for yourself? Let's start to deepen the breath, filling up the chest, the belly, letting it go through the mouth. Inhaling a little fuller into the back of the body too. And letting any last bit of air go. As you continue to deepen your breath, in what way are you currently experiencing support, abundance, or well-being in your life right now? Taking a moment to practice gratitude. And now, what would you like to cultivate through this practice today? Setting an intention and letting go to however that might turn out. And is there someone that you would like to dedicate today's practice to? A way of extending the benefits to someone beyond yourself. Together, let's join our voices, chanting Om 3 times. Let's begin to practice Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breathing, a way to help calm and focus our minds and bodies while balancing our energy. By closing the lips, breathing just through the nose, and lengthening the in-breath as slowly as the out-breath, while softly constricting the back of the throat to create a gentle whispering sound, enabling you to hear the qualities of your breath so that you can regulate it continuously throughout our Vinyasa flow. As you listen to that, please start to lower onto your back, taking a block with you. And let's come into supported bridge pose to start. Set your feet on the ground, hips distance apart and parallel to each other. And then place the block wide across your sacrum underneath the flat part of your lower back, either on the lowest or medium height. And then let the arms rest down by your sides, rotating your triceps, outer upper arms towards the ground, to flip your palms to face up as you ground the backs of the shoulders and tilt your chin slightly back, opening the throat. Now, as you keep your feet still, can you spread your toes and press down into the ground through the 4 corners of each foot evenly? And keeping your feet still, energetically, imagine you're dragging your heels back towards your glutes while you actively lengthen your tailbone forward towards the space between your knees. Let's tune in for 3 more full breaths, expanding the chest and the side ribs. As you keep your thighs parallel to each other, slightly spin your inner thighs towards the ground. All the actions we're doing to the feet, the tailbone, and the thighs will continue in active bridge pose. So now go ahead and remove the block and gently lower your pelvis to the ground. Take the skinniest width of the block, or maybe the medium width, depending on the thickness of your block, so that as you hug it firmly between your knees and thighs, your knees are spaced apart, your hips distance. Separate the feet just as much, parallel. Bring the arms again down by the sides, grounding the shoulders and feet. Tilt the chin slightly back. Now inhale, begin to point your tailbone up towards the block, lifting your pelvis off the floor. Keep the feet still and energetically drag the heels towards the glutes while you actively stretch the tailbone forward. Let's stay lifted in bridge pose for 5 to 10 deep breaths, your count. Walking your upper arms closer together under your back ribs. Keep your arms straight. If you're able to clasp your hands, go ahead and add that. Pressing down to the outsides of the upper arms and spinning the inner thighs slightly towards the earth. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. When you decide to lower from bridge pose, take a slow exhalation to very carefully lower the upper back, and then imagine kissing the earth one vertebra at a time, tailbone last. When you've lowered your pelvis, set the block aside and gently windshield wiper your shins, dropping your knees both to the right and both to the left a few times. Notice if your breathing has changed. Come back to that slow, even in and out breath. Now draw your bent knees towards your chest and begin to rock forward and back several times. Build some momentum to eventually arrive standing at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Setting your feet apart, hips distance, parallel to each other. Join your hands in prayer at your heart in Padasana. Remember your intention you're cultivating through this practice. And how might you integrate that honoring of the process over the product? That practice of aparigraha in our physical yoga. Let's prepare to salute the sun with gratitude. Surya Namaskar Si. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Plant your fingertips on the earth. Inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge, look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, then chin. Inhale, slide forward, entering cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee, gaze up. Exhale, step the right foot forward and bow. Press to your feet, inhale, rise. Lifting the heart towards the sun. Exhale, join your palms in prayer at the heart. Side two, inhale, sweep the arms forward, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Lower your fingertips. Inhale, step the right knee back to a kneeling lunge. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slither forward into cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot beside the right thumb. Lower your left knee, look up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, Uttanasana. Rooting down, inhale, rise. Exhale, join your palms at your heart center. Sun salutation, A. Inhale the arms forward, gently coiling your chest up. Exhale, bow forward. This time, press your fingertips either on blocks or the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward to half forward fold. Step back into your version of plank with legs straight or knees down. And this time, exhale, shift forward and lower halfway to Chaturanga Dandasana, hugging the elbows to the ribs. Then choose to inhale into Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale to Downward Facing Dog. Pause here, steadying your gaze for 2 more deep breaths. When you've emptied the second breath, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands in prayer, Padasana. Once more, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Either step to plank or float to Chaturanga. Take it through your version of your Vinyasa. Follow your pace of breath. When you arrive in Adho Mukha Svanasana, pause for 2 deep breaths, slowing down and rebalancing your breathing. When you've emptied the second, walk or float to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, prayer at heart center. Let's prepare for Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B, by stepping your feet together to touch, preparing for chair pose. On your next inhale, bend your knees together to touch. Sit back towards your heels, raising the arms in Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, shift forward and hinge from your hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Step back or float back. Take it through your Vinyasa. This time when you arrive in Downward Dog, inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale softly as you can. Step the foot beside your right thumb. Spin the left heel down. Inhale, rise to Warrior One. Ride your exhalation down into your Vinyasa. From Downward Dog, side 2, inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, softly step the foot beside your left thumb and spin your right heel down. Inhale, rise up to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your Vinyasa. Downward Facing Dog. Pause here for 3 to 5 breaths, steadying your gaze and observing how your body feels. In the way that you are choosing to move your body and the variations of postures that you are choosing, how does your energy feel now? When your breath feels calm and steady, empty it before you walk or float to the front of your mat with feet together in a forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees together. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to rise up. And once more, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Step or float into your Vinyasa. Keep going. Downward Dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, Warrior One. Exhale, Vinyasa. Keep going, downward dog, side 2. Take it all the way through at your pace of breath. Pause for 3 to 5 breaths. Noticing how your body is communicating to you its needs right now. If and when you need to rest, you're welcome to lower your knees, sit down, or come into child's pose, or whatever resting looks like for your body right now. Pacing yourself. If you are ready to move on, empty the next breath before you walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale to rise. Let's set the feet apart, hips distance parallel to each other again. And let's give the outer wrist a stretch in Padahastasana. Place your hands on your hips and inhale, roll your shoulders back, look up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, cultivating the feeling of a flat back. So this might entail bending your knees so that when you lift your toes, you're able to reach, slipping your palms face up underneath the soles of your feet. Try to get your toes to meet the inner creases of your wrists. Then keeping the hands under, inhale, press your heart through the gates of your arms. Exhale, fold and drop the head loose. If you're able to, bend the elbows apart and lift the shoulder bones, creating more space in the neck. Let's give the neck a stretching movement here, shaking your head no a few times. You might also flutter the lips and relax the jaw, which definitely can affect the neck if there's tension in the jaw. Nod your head yes a few times. Relax the eyes, relax the tongue. Maybe even sigh a few times. Tuning into what your body needs at this part of your practice right now, choose whether to take another vinyasa, cat-cow on hands and knees, or step right into downward facing duck. From downward dog, inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Now as you exhale, bend the knee and rotate the right thigh externally at the hip. Now you can continue rotating the thigh to loosen up, especially the area of your hip flexor. You could keep it just lifted. Keep tacking the left outer hip back and completely relax your neck. How's the breath? Let in a full breath. As you exhale, bend the right knee high towards your nose, coming forward to plank. Lightly as you can, step the foot beside your right thumb. Spin the left heel down, and inhale, rise to warrior one. So as you steady your gaze above or over or forward, feel that your feet are wide enough apart sideways so that as you press your outer left heel firmly into the ground and straighten the leg, while bending the right knee directly above the right ankle, you're able to turn both of your frontal hip bones to equally face forward. Then lift your frontal hip bones, directing your tailbone down, lengthen all the way up the center of your spine while relaxing the shoulders down. Virabhadrasana 1. Let's bend the elbows apart, sliding the shoulder blades further down, then cross the right elbow over the left, eagle arms. Hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms, lifting the elbows to the height of your relaxed shoulders. Engage your lower abdomen. Draw your navel towards your spine and lift it slightly towards your heart. Let's prepare to step into eagle pose. Steady your gaze ahead and stay aware of your breathing. Begin to shift your weight entirely into your right foot as you turn out your left leg at the hip, flexing your left foot. Wrap the left leg as much as you can over the right. Bending both knees, stack your elbows and knees down the midline of your body. Some of you might tuck the left toes behind the right calf. Garudasana. In such a posture that may require extra focus, it can be easy to become rigid in our focus. Can you soften your focus, keeping it steady and relaxed, just like the breath? Now prepare to enter Warrior 3. Either keep your arms like this, an eagle, join the hands in prayer, or lower your fingertips to the ground or blocks in front of you. As you unravel the left leg, flex the foot and lengthen it back. Lengthen the torso forward. As you create a horizontal line out of the midline of your body, lift the sides of the belly and square your hips to face the earth. Virabhadrasana 3. Take your time, stepping into peaceful warrior. As you breathe out, set the left foot all the way to the rear of the mat. Cartwheel the arms and side bend towards your back wall while bending your right knee towards the front wall. Breathe deeply into the right side of your torso and hip. Inhale, rise up. Let's prepare for triangle pose. Straighten both legs. As you align right heel to arch of left foot, glide your hips sideways towards your rear wall. Lengthen your torso towards your front wall. Lower your right fingertips lightly on your right shin, or just to the right of the shin, maybe on a block. Make sure you're able to keep lengthening the right side of the torso, and the right outer hip is rotating under your body, not behind you. As you raise the left arm, spin your chest slightly to face the sky, choosing a focal point for your eyes to steady softly on. Soften the shoulders away from the neck. Trikonasana. Now look down at your right big toe and place your left fingertips on the left side of it. Coming into a high lunge or a kneeling lunge, use your right thumb to hook the right outer hip crease back and down as you breathe in to lengthen your spine forward, preparing to twist. Keep your hips still, raise your right arm up, and turn your rib cage to the right, little by little, with the option of coming into the extended arm version, where you rotate the right tricep to face the right wall, and then extend the right arm overhead towards the front wall. Variation of Parita, Parsvakonasana, twisting side angle pose. On your next exhale, lower your hands to plank and continue to a Vinyasa, cat-cow, or rest. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Downward dog. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, turning out the thigh at the hip. Either circle the leg a few times or stay or hold still, relaxing your neck, equally lengthened through both arms. Let in a deep breath. Exhale, bend the knee high towards your nose. Softly land the foot beside your left thumb and spin the right heel down. Inhale, rise up to Virabhadrasana 1. So as you press your right outer heel into the earth and straighten the right leg, bend the left knee right above the ankle and square your hips to face forward. Slightly lift your frontal hip bones and lengthen through the center of your spine, relaxing the shoulders down. Feel the energy with which you're holding this posture. Along with focus and steadiness, is there a quality of a parigraha, letting energy flow by not gripping in the pose? Let's bend the elbows apart, relaxing the shoulders down. Cross the left elbow over the right and hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Lift the elbows to the height of your shoulders and firm in the belly. Steadying your breath and your gaze, shift your weight forward and turn out the right leg. Flex the right foot as you wrap the right leg as much as you can over the left. Sitting low, stack your elbows and knees down your center line. Eagle pose. Garudasana. Prepare for warrior 3. Keep your arms in eagle, join your hands in prayer, or reach for the ground or blocks. Unravel your right leg horizontally behind you as you tilt the torso forward. Flexing your right foot, square your hips to face the ground and lift the navel towards the spine. Warrior 3. Cartwheel the arms and land in peaceful warrior. Side bending towards your rear wall as you bend the left knee towards your front wall. Inhale, rise up, straighten the legs for triangle pose. Slide your hips sideways towards your back wall. Lengthen your torso towards the front wall. Lower your left fingertips on your left shin or a block or the floor right on the left side of your left shin. Wrap the left outer hip under you and tack the crease of that hip back. Spinning your chest slightly to face the sky. Soften both shoulders away from your neck. Trikonasana. Take a look at your left big toe. Lower your right fingertips onto the right side of it. Come into a high lunge or a kneeling lunge, squaring the hips forward. Using your left thumb, hook the crease of your left outer hip back and down as you inhale to lengthen your spine forward. Keep your pelvis still and exhale, begin twisting to your left, raising your left arm. Stay here or wrap the left tricep to face the left wall and extend the left arm overhead. Parita Parshvakonasana, twisting side angle pose. On an exhale, step back to downward dog or take it through a vinyasa first. Slow breath in. Listen to the exhale, let it match. Couple more breaths. Inhale, raise your right leg back, keeping the hips leveled. Exhale, bend knee to nose, engaging the belly. Softly step right foot beside right thumb. Lower the left knee and grab your strap as you inhale up to a kneeling lunge. So with your legs hips width apart, energetically drag them towards each other without visibly moving the legs. Using your left hand, hold the strap and raise the left arm, dangling the strap behind you. Let's place the arms in Gomukhasana. With the help of your right hand, spin your left tricep forward and bring the elbow behind your skull, pressing your shoulders down. Reach the right hand underneath behind you and catch the bottom end of the strap. Walk your hands as close together as you can. If your hands meet, you can let go of the strap and clasp the fingers. Now, as you lift the spine, draw the tailbone down towards the inner right heel, lift the back ribs. And right beneath the shoulder blades, coil your chest up for a few more breaths in Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lift your torso more vertically again. Lower your fingertips about a foot ahead of your right toes on blocks or the floor. And start to shift all your weight into your right foot, lifting the left leg from the inseam. Flex or point the left foot, standing splits. However high you lift the left leg doesn't matter as much as being able to square your hips and stabilize your lower back. You might opt to walk the hands closer to your right foot. Maybe play with your balance by hugging the right ankle or calf with one or both arms. Try to relax your neck. Soften at the back of the neck. Soften the jaw. All of these hanging upside down with a torso can truly be helpful in releasing tension in the neck if you're not trying to hold the head up. Let the head fall. A few more breaths. Step back into a lunge and back to downward facing dog. Pause there. Connect to your breathing. Keep the hips leveled. Inhale, raise the left leg back. Exhale, bend the knee high towards your nose, stepping the foot lightly beside left thumb. Lower the right knee, grab your strap, and inhale to rise, kneeling lunge. With legs hips width apart, energetically drag the legs towards each other. Raise your right hand, holding the strap from it. Dangle the strap behind you. Use your left hand to roll the right tricep forward and bring the right elbow behind your skull. Pressing your shoulders down, reach the left hand behind you underneath. Catch the bottom end of the strap and walk your hands as close together as you can. If your hands clasp, you can let go of the strap. Lifting your frontal hip bones, direct the tailbone forward, and lifting the back ribs, right under the shoulder blades, coil your chest up. Inhale, lift up. Lower your fingertips on blocks or the floor about a foot ahead of your left toes and shift all the way forward to standing splits. Keeping your hips leveled, point or flex your right foot. Let your head drop. Maybe you hug the calf. We're going to exit differently this time. When you're ready, set the right foot next to the left in a forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Grab your strap while you're down here and bend your knees. Inhale to roll up. Let's continue with bringing the hips into extension while adding a little more back bend in standing bow, also known as dancer pose or Natarajasana. So make a loop with your strap if you're able to. Bring the left hand to your left hip. And as you stand tall in mountain pose, keep your two frontal hip bones equally facing forward as we come into bow. Draw the navel in and up and backstroke your right arm, opening the front of the shoulder. Lasso the top of your right foot and let your right palm face the sky. There we go. And draw the tailbone down towards your inner left knee. As you kick the right foot away, pull it towards you, raising the left arm. Use the counter forces on the right foot to counterbalance as you're tilting the torso forward. Now there's an option to flip your grip of the right hand, bending the right elbow towards the front of the room, bending the left elbow towards the front of the room, and both hands holding the strap. Walking the hands closer to your right toes, possibly holding the right foot. How is your breathing? When you decide to come out of the pose, gently release the right foot down, come into mountain pose, and maybe close the eyes. Pause for 3 deep breaths. How are you honoring the process in your practice of yoga more so than the product or the results? With steady breath, hold the strap in your left hand and place your right hand on your right hip. Draw the navel in and up and keep your hips facing forward. Backstroke your left arm and lasso the top of the left foot with your strap. Flip the left palm to face up, and as you kick the foot away, pull it towards you, raising the right arm as you coil your chest up. Option to flip your grip, bending the left elbow towards the front of the room, possibly bending the right elbow towards the front of the room. Dancer pose, Natarajasana. When you're ready, gently set the left foot down. Come back to mountain pose, pausing for 3 deep breaths. Bring the hands behind you to clasp. Parallel your feet, hips width apart. Inhale, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, relax the neck. Shake the head, nod the head, flutter the lips if you like. Please step back to downward facing dog. Let's prepare for single pigeon or king pigeon. The latter if you'll continue our theme of back bending with the hip in extension. So turn out your right thigh at the hip and cross your right shin in front of your pelvis, lower to sit. Square your hips equally to face forward. Notice if it's helpful to place a prop under your right glute so that you can do that. And single pigeon, you could stay upright, relaxing the back toes. You could bow forward, maybe resting your forehead on a block. King pigeon, backstroke your left arm and catch hold of the inner side of your left ankle or foot, raising the right arm like dancer pose. Or going further, hook the top of the foot in the crook of your elbow and clasp the hands, sometimes called mermaid pose. Or flip your grip, point the elbows forward, and hold on to the left toes with both hands. King pigeon. Whatever variation of the posture you're in, tune into the breath. Tune into how your body feels in the variation you chose. Gently make your way back to downward facing dog. You might choose to raise the right leg, shake it out, or flip it over into another back bend called wild thing. Take your time when you're ready for side 2. Start in downward facing dog. Turn out your left thigh at the hip and bending the left knee, cross the left shin in front of your pelvis, lowering to sit. Square both hips to face forward, maybe add a prop under the left glute if needed. Relax the back toes and remember where you went on the first side. You might try to explore that here if it's available. Single pigeon or king pigeon, Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Take your time to gently make your way back to one last downward facing dog. You might raise the left leg there. You might flip it over for one last back bend in Wild Thing. Take your time to arrive in child's pose with feet together. Knees together or apart, sink your hips down to your heels. Resting your arms where you choose. Start to slow down your exhalations. Accentuating the feeling of letting go. A parigraha in the breath. Start to rise slowly up to sit, bringing your legs out in front of you to prepare for a seated spinal twist. Straighten your left leg forward and step your right foot on the floor, either in front of your right hip or crossed outside of your left knee, in which you might also bend your left knee. Ground your two sitting bones and lengthen your spine upright. Relax the shoulders. Backstroke the right arm, lining the fingertips behind your pelvis. Pressing your body into the earth. Inhale, raise the left arm and lengthen the spine some more. Keep the pelvis still and exhale, twist to your right and lower your left arm to hold your right leg. Or hook the elbow outside of the thigh. Continue lengthening and twisting for a few last breaths. On an exhale, unwind your spine and straighten both legs. Come into stick pose for one lion's breath. Inhale fully through your nose. Open your mouth and eyes wide. Stick out the tongue and exhale any sound. Side two. Try to set up the same way if you can as the first side. Bending the left knee, set the foot on the ground inside or outside the front thigh. You might also bend the right knee. Backstroke the left arm, placing the fingertips behind the pelvis. Raise the right arm, root into the floor. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist to the left. Holding your left leg with your right arm or hooking the elbow outside of that thigh. As you exhale, unwind your spine, straighten both legs, and let's prepare for seated forward fold or Paschimottanasana. Raising the arms, breathe in, exhale, fold in. Try to keep a slight lift in your chest, not rounding the back, but elongating the spine, keeping your throat open. press down to your sitting bones. Lead with your chest as you inhale to rise. Please find a comfortable way to sit for one more pranayama to help us wind down into Shavasana and tune deeper inward for our 5 minutes of sitting in meditation at the end. So sitting grounded, tall, open, and relaxed. Let's practice alternate nostril breathing to help balance your energy and the left and right hemispheres of the brain while tuning deeper inward. Nodi Shodhana Pranayama is practiced by resting the left hand on the lap. Choose a mudra like Gyan Mudra to help you focus. Palm face up, thumb and index finger touching. Place your right hand in Vishnu Mudra, sticking out the thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. As you close the lips, continue to breathe through the nose, but very softly, no longer creating an intentional sound. Using the right thumb, we'll close the right nostril like this. Using the right ring and pinky, we'll close the left nostril like this. Alternate nostril breathing. Let's practice 3 cycles together and 3 cycles on your own. Prepare to start by inhaling fully. Open the mouth, clear it out. Close the mouth. Let's begin. Cover the right nostril with the right thumb. Inhale through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 2, 1. Stay here. Inhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left. 6. Hold 2. Close left. Exhale right. 6. Hold 2. Inhale right. 6. Hold 2. Close right. Exhale left. 6. Hold 2. Continue 3 more cycles on your own. When you're finished, let go of controlling your breath and notice how you feel. And when you're ready, gently lower your body into Shavasana, lying down, closing the eyes, and breathing naturally while being present. Notice how your physical body feels. Take the time to listen to how your body wants to begin moving and to start with small movements gently, little by little, waking up your body. By keeping your eyes closed, continue to tune your attention inward. Ease into simple stretches. And gradually turn over onto your right side, resting on your side to help continue relaxing your nervous system, not lifting your body up immediately. Spend a few moments as you lie down on your side to notice your breathing. Sense the way your energy feels right now. Then take your time now to begin pressing your hands into the ground and slowly lifting your body up so that you can find a comfortable position to sit in for our 5 minutes sitting in meditation. Just like we practice relaxing into steady focus in our yoga poses, similarly, we practice relaxing into presence, steady focus in meditation, not forcing the mind or judging the mind or ourselves, really focusing on a relaxed quality. Part of that aparigraha. So as you might be closing the eyes, you might start by resting your awareness gently on the feeling of your breath while not controlling the breath. If you notice that your attention gets hooked on a thought and you're no longer focusing on the breath or the present moment, practice aparigraha and let go of what has caught your attention. And then relax back into resting in the breath. Notice how your mind and heart feel now. How might you bring the practice of non-clinging, non-greediness, non-possessiveness, letting go into other aspects of your life? This practice of a parigraha, which is part of our yoga. So we bring our practice to a close. Call to mind something you would like to offer gratitude for in this moment. Remember what your intention is for showing up today. And remember to whom you dedicated your practice. Let's join our voices, chanting Om 3 times. Bowing in, honoring the light within. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.